Okay, I see someone just hopped on. That's pretty sure that's Scott. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Anyone who's watching this post-recording, it seems as though BioShock does not have streaming support, even though it was remastered. It is an amazing game with an amazing story. Anyone watching this recording right now, I highly encourage you to watch gameplay video of it, or any of the philosophy of videos people have done about it. Wisecrack did a good one. There's a couple other good ones, but we're doing Call of Cthulhu, I guess, now. I'm gonna play BioShock on my own later, just because it's been like a long time since I have, but we'll get that started here. Forget where we were. I think we were just about to leave the Riverside Institute. Pierce and Officer Bradley followed the intruder to the secret meeting place of a cult set in a network of underground caves right underneath Hawkins Manor. They witnessed a strange ceremony led by Charles Hawkins, very much alive. Bradley tried to arrest him, but Hawkins, whose body displayed several mutations, disemboweled the police officer. As he tried to escape from him, Pierce found himself a prisoner of a rockfall. Rushed to the Riverside Institute, he is in a critical state. And in the last recording, we found out that not only, excuse me, that not only is Officer Bradley alive, it seems as though he has no, it seems as though he never was in the tunnels with us in the first place. So something funky's going on, as stories within the Cthulhu mythos are wont to do. Rather, funky happenings do occur in this kind of setting. A lot of the time, it's hard to tell whether or not you're in a dream or not, or like what exactly is real or not. And the last time we were in, we got sleeping pills for that one guy, but to create a distraction. But it looked like it wasn't. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. It just drew one guard away from a certain point in the institute that was not the front door. Alright, let me get my bearings again. Okay, yeah, we turned on this thing here.
It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock.
Alright, we're gonna follow the cables and see where this goes. Oh yeah, we've been in here already.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
It looks like an electroshock machine.
The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs?
Whose limbs are these?
Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
Let's see what's on the table here. Ooh. Gouged his own eyes out. Francis Sanders. Let's take a look at the clues here. Yeah, Francis Sanders bought a whole bunch of Sarah Hawkins paintings, and it seems as though he found himself in this institution somehow. Potentially, we don't know what's real or not anymore.
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Whoa. Now let's take a look inside here. What's in that vat over there? See, we have no character points.
What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation?
Perhaps it's like an electric eel organ.
Worse and worse. Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel.
Let's see. Oh, here's the last one.
I can still increase the load. It's locked.
Last week's incident caused significant damage to the infrastructure. Putting a stop to the current experiments is unacceptable from now on. The wheels to operate the gas stockpots stopcocks must be kept in the storage room after use.
The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building. Perfect.
Repaired the machine. The piping is damaged, and I fear that gas is escaping. All I can do is warn you, if the equipment is put under too much pressure, there is risk of an explosion. Sounds like we found our distraction.
A duct. It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands. This valve controls the pressure. Now for the next step.
I'm gonna see what's in here real quick. I think we might have found a way around the... Although we are in darkness, so I think our sanity is gonna take a hit.
This lever must turn on the gas machine.
Let's see, is there another... Guess we need another... We need another, wheel, it looks like. We could try it.
All the levers are activated. It's locked.
Right, it's locked. Okay. We're gonna try them. We're gonna go out again and try the machine if we can't find another another wheel. Okay, we've already been here, looks like.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Damn it! Daddy will blame us.
I think we're gonna... might have to reload a save here. Alright, I think we're golden. Yep, here we go.
Damn.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Chandler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders!
Whoa. Whoa.
What the hell? I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him? Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Uh-oh. Woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Met Dr. Colden, a friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man named Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torment. Pierce finally left the accursed building accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decided to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout.
goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Alright, let's, This will affect your destiny. Let's... Let's see.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things that I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let's see if we have any more points. Nope.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Alright, so there's, This game kind of follows some of the more recent RPG trends with certain things you do in the game will give you different endings. Like if you choose to have a drink when you wake up in the first part of it, that'll have something to do with it. and other things like deciding what to do in at certain junctures will affect it. I don't remember what exactly. I didn't look too much into this game just because I wanted this to be a blind playthrough, but I looked at a couple of reviews just to avoid some, because I heard this game was kind of janky in some places and kind of not really well developed. I wanted to make sure I avoided some kind of gameplay horseshit, but other than that, I kind of left myself in the dark as far as it goes.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute. And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller. He's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you. You'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Alright, yeah, let's take a look at our... Let's take a look at the clues first. Nothing yet for... Alright. She holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband, but I don't understand what Irene Sanders... what I don't understand is Irene Sanders in this mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute.
Did she really care for him after all?
Alright, dear madam, I acknowledge the receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. What? I extend my deepest condolences to you. Christ.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Take a look at what else we might be able to find around here. Because there's books and all that we can use to...
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Alright, let's take a listen here.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Try the other one. Nope. And one of those parts that I mentioned that was kind of horseshit in terms of the gameplay is coming up here. I'll have to try to remember which one, what I needed to pay attention to.
The strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
I beg you to give up all hope of owning this cursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Now let's take a look at our sanity here. The ordeals you have gone through left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away the doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. List of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe they exist. I think that might have affected our sanity. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world and or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. Oh, shit. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Okay, yeah, there's a knife that I have to get at a certain point here. I remember that.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. What the hell was that?
Last checkpoint.
What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Pretty sure this is the one, yeah. Oh, nope. Try again. This is the part that I was mentioning that was pretty much, though, that everyone was saying was horseshit.
What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
I think this might be the one.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Alright, you know what, actually, hang on a second, I'm gonna look up which one I need to grab here, because this is gonna take a while if I have to do trial and error on it. Okay, stay crouched to avoid the shambler. And so you need to make your way to the furthest corner of the gallery from where you spawned from the boss. Twisted, double-bladed dagger. Hang on. I think it's this one. Here we go.
This dagger looks different.
Oh, fuck. Alright, well. At least you know the one to use now.
What the hell was that?
Oh. Once again.
What the hell was that?
God damn it. One more time.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Here we go.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Alright, we'll go through this one more section. we'll see what we can find here, and see if there's a good stopping off point before the next chapter. Then I'm probably gonna call it a day for this. Gonna stretch and then get something to eat. Uh-oh.
Where's the bookseller? Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Right. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Okay. Puritan colony, led by the Reverend John Wickwood, settled in the 17th century, named Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. The first building, erected the first buildings on one which were the Hawkins Manor Church and the cemetery. Disappearing around the beginning of the 1700s.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibet. Oh, okay, yeah. That means. Let's see here. These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky of the 19th century. I'll have to look that up after we're done. Creator of Theosophy, who would draw would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection. Obviously, since we're in a bookstore, I'm gonna take a look and see all the books that I can find here to progress the medicine and occultism, because I think that's gonna be important later. In the 19th century, American whaling industry reached its peak. Whales gradually disappeared from Darkwater It's mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, the Scylla returned to the port with the gigantic creature aboard. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Broken from the glass here.
Seems like amateur work. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality. In order that they be discovered and burned, the funeral urn must be given to my mother if she is still in this world. Following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. Lies within the safe, and the clues to combinations can be found in 3 cylinders hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, as if the celebrated, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my... Miskatonic University, into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
The Key of Erlier. This key bears the Elder Sign. The only thing to be able to protect your psyche. The form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and branch, whose purpose it is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. Press cuttings mention the misdemeanor. The date of the robbery coincides with the last Hawkins trip to Cairo. Try to find it. Alright, so... let's take a look at the clues again. Where life and study combine in the Greek world.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it. Arkham editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Corpus Hereticum.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of them.
Alright.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Book of Spells, supposedly written by King Solomon. Rituals for invocation and of curse.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
1768, infamous lyrical work.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Alright, Azathoth and Other Horrors. In case you might not know, Scott, or anyone who's watching this, Azathoth is one of the gods that Lovecraft dreamt up, and it makes me wonder just how much exactly he knew of Buddhism and the other kinds of thoughts, rather, the other kinds of ideas that it held, because Azathoth is called the blind idiot god, and that is supposedly his whole deal is that he is can't remember exactly, but it's something to do with either him being the entire universe and everything in it, or just the thing that holds it together. And if he the thing behind him was that if he ever wakes up, the universe ends. And there's this idea in Buddhism that whenever, like, we have this dreamer inside of everything, like kind of a collective consciousness, and once it wakes up, the universe like universe ends, and then that thing goes back to sleep, and then universe begins again. So I think I'm having a hard time remembering, but it has something to do with also with the way that the Buddhists and the Hindus have the idea of time. At first, when time starts, it's like slow, and the passage of time is not quite eventful. But as things go along, time passes more quickly, and things get more chaotic. I wonder what this is.
The chalice of knowledge.
Oh, this is what he mentioned in the recording.
The Queen has little protection.
Alright, so let's take a look at the Azathoth book.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Alright, must be... Okay, so 1908, or 18 years old. Okay, let's try 19.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
So 1... X1... No, hang on. I think that's 19. Let's try 0... 1... 9... Okay, so that might be... Hang on. I'm gonna try the other way. 1, 0, 1. Try listening to the things again.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Oh, Volume 9, okay. So...
What did Drake say about this collection?
Let's try 918.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
So let's try... Okay, so must be... I was thinking it was something in the description, but it must be the numbers on the spine. So let's try the first one as... Okay, we have the first one as 9. Let's see, 9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Let's try 9, 6. So what? Oh, hang on.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Let's try 963. Nope. Nine, 4. Let's try 947. Going off the placements here. Nope. So Azathoth.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
974, maybe? Pretty sure though. Pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Try different variations. 794. 4 9. Oh, hang on. 4 7 9. 4 9 7. Well, Nutter Butters, what the fu... Okay, so Azathoth, I know, I know the Azathoth volume is of import. Let me take another look through another books again.
Particular volume.
The prophecies.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Alright, so let's try... We'll try 9... We'll try 9 and 8 as the first ones. Nine, 8, 0.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Let's try...
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
We'll try 942, the variations of... Nine, 2, 4. 4, 9, 2. 4, 2, 9. Bollocks, what the f... Alright, gonna take another listen to the phonograph and see if there's something I missed.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Alright, so I know number 9 is of import. So we'll try different variations with 9 again. So 9... Okay, so we'll do it on this end here with 900, 9119. Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna look it up because I'm yeah, we'll just look it up. Oh, it was the fucking... I knew I was missing something. It was the rubies on the cup, the 3 white pieces on the chessboard. 539, damn it. I thought it was only the books. That is a huge book. Alright, so I think we're going to leave that off here. As soon as we can get the, as soon as we get the, get the next, gameplay thing up here, as soon as it comes out of the loading screen. I really hate that it doesn't display my... doesn't display my chat on my phone.
This man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Alright, whoever just put something up in the chat, I can't see it, and rather, I could see it, but it's I like the whole gameplay screen available. I wish I could see it in my Twitch thing, but
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
We'll try to go through this.
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
We'll go through the. We'll see if we can get through this.
Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor. Dr. Colden. Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man. What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney. He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me. Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Alright, we need to see if we can,
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. and the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Go grab the boiler room key, I guess.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan. Oh, listen to the way
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
Oh, well. At least we won't have to clean for a while.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Let's see, where's the boiler room? Where is the boiler room?
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Storage?
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Administration. Man, where are the... Here it is.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
We'll go through this one, then I'm gonna quit.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Subjects display mental disorders linked to an exposure to works of art. Let's see.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
First, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here? The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came. Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Why is Ethan on medication? Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
All right, we're gonna call it quits for today. Text me about this. Text me about what you thought so far in a few minutes, Scott. Thanks for watching.